Hello, this is Shrike. I'm just making this video to show how to install my Avali bubble gun. I have just a blank Unity project here, and so I'm going to install a few things into it first. I can pull up in here my folder. Let's see, first of all, you want to get the SDK in. Let's see, where is it? I had the VRChat SDK for avatars here. You just drag it into your assets down at the bottom there. Import it all. Let's go. It'll take a bit. Also, sorry that my desktop microphone sucks. I really need to get a new one because I have to use the NVIDIA broadcast at max on this, and it really makes my voice sound bad. What can you do, though? All I can do is wait while this imports, because it takes a while. I could have done this before the video, but why did you just demonstrate from completely blank scratch? Only I knew how to speed up video in post. I do not. You have to sit here with me, waiting. I guess about done though. Oops, that's the readme. Also, along with that, you're going to want Pyomi. You may not actually need Pyomi because the materials that use it are locked in there, but best to grab it anyway. I use this Poytune 80303 and 7350 Unity package. I think there's a newer version now with a newer version of 8, but I'm only using Pyomi 7 anyway because I never really got to use Pyomi 8. But now that the SDK is done, I can just drag that in and import Pyomi, which will also take a moment. I also go pick my Avali while I'm at it. We'll use a key to Avali here to demonstrate. Yeah, it's the Unity package at the ready right here. It's a bit more time. This is almost done. Why the next import should be much faster. There we go. Pyomi's done. So now we just take our package like for Avali, key to Avali in this case. This is 4.8. Let's again drag that in here. Import everything. Then of course we need the bubblegum package, which currently is sitting right here in my VR folder. All having a good day. It is 12:24 here. I meant to record this earlier. I've gotten distracted. Really want to release this like today or tomorrow. I guess it's all just today now. There we go. So they've always imported. Actually, before we import the bubblegum, we can go load up the key to Avali's template scene. Here it is. You can select the key to Avali folder and open this template scene. It's different for all avatars, but this is it for the key to Avali. Or if you already have a scene for your own avatar, you're welcome to use that one, of course. Yeah, that's the me again. Now I'll grab the bubblegum package, put that in here to import. Oops, I meant to close out things like that. Almost done. There we go. Okay, let me just move this over a bit. Oh, shoot. I just realized why is that off the screen there. How did that get too wide? Well, let me adjust this. Look, this is a more casual video here. Yep. A more casual tutorial video. Anyway, once you've imported the bubblegum project, you'll also have this accessories folder, Shrike stuff under there, and then the bubblegum. You can ignore the shared assets, that's mostly for the bubble and stuff. I have another project another package and stuff that uses it, so just in there. And what you want to look for in here is look for this bubble gun prefab right here. It looks kind of blank square, but if you look down here at the bottom, we'll say bubblegun.prefab. That's what we want to look at. Let's see, I'm going to pick out an Avali here to work on. We'll use a color mask one. I'm just going to disable all the others just to get them out of the way. Yeah. Expand the hierarchy of your avatar of choice, and you'll see kind of, probably see the armature, body, maybe some other meshes, like in this case to here. You take this prefab here and just drag it onto your avatar's root, let go. And you'll see a few things. You can kind of ignore most of those for now. Then you want to expand this right here and select the bubble gun. Then over to the side, you see these empty constraint sources here. These are going to need to be filled. I have presets, positions for most of the common Avali avatars. They're in this hand position prefabs folder right here. So look for just hand, posit, whatever. You go in there, you see a few different ones. Let's see, in this case for the Kita volley, there you go. You have Kita volley, bubble gun left hand, Kita volley, yeah, bubble gun right hand. I'm just gonna switch to view here because this is really annoying me. I'm sorry, I forgot for a moment how to do what I wanted. As you'll see, kind of the names of these files are cut off is pretty annoying. You can switch to list view by grabbing this slider down here at the bottom right of your projects or assets and just drag it all the way to the left. You get the list view, which shows the full file names. A lot more convenient for figuring out which files which. Anyway, go back to your avatar here, expand the armature. You want to get to the hands, basically. You want to go down to the armature, hips, spine, chest, left and right shoulder, all the way to the hands. There we go. Once you get the hands open, you can stop. Then we grab the Kita volley bubble gun left hand right here. Let's drop that onto the left hand. And then Kita volley bubble gun right hand. And drop that onto the right hand. We can then go back and select the bubble gun itself here. Go back to these constraint sources. Just push my microphone down a bit there. I'm going to grab this left hand right here, not from the down to bottom, but from the hierarchy itself. So the Kita volley bubble gun left hand in the armature. Drag that to the first spots in these sources, both of them. And you can do the same for the right hand and the second spots. There we go. You'll see kind of the things moved around a bit there. I'm actually going to hide this stuff by clicking this gizmos button up here. Cleans things up a bit. And we're now going to add the bubblegum menu to the avatar zone menu. So to get to that, we can select the avatar's root up here. And scroll down in the avatar descriptor here to find the menu. We list under expressions and then menu. And you double click on that. Actually, single click might be fine. But yeah, click on it and choose menu from your kind of assets at the bottom. The one that kind of highlights when you click on that. Let's see, the Kita volley only has these two here. Yours might be different. You might also have your custom menu, in which case you're free to add it to your whatever you have set up. Go ahead here, click add control, expand that, new control. You can rename this just normal gun menu. Switch the type to sub menu. In sub menu, click the little circles. You'll get this popping up and choose the bubble gun menu. And I have that in there. You really want to go ahead and open Avatar's 3.0 Manager. This would be imported when you imported the bubblegum package, or you may already have it set up in your project. So at the top, go to VR Labs tab here and choose Avatar's 3.0 Manager. That'll then get you this window. Expand it a little bit. You want to grab your avatar from the left side. So grab the avatar root, drop it into the avatar slot here at the top of the AV3 Manager window. And then you want to expand the FX tab. Click on Add Animator and Merge at the bottom of the FX kind of grouping there. click on the little circles next to animator. You can look through that for the bubblegum FX. Click on that. This should kind of look at this way. You can ignore what this says about gesture left and gesture right. It's basically just saying that those are defined as default parameters. And then if you see anything else other than these being blank, you probably want to go and just kind of delete any parameters of that same name from your FX, existing FX controller. Blech. If I can only I could talk. That can happen if you already have like the old previous version to set up. You'll kind of want to remove all remnants of that before you do any of this. You can mainly leave the hand positions behind if you have those already, but pretty much you want to remove all traces of the old version. So these should all be blank. You can go ahead and choose merge on current. Okay, once you've merged it, you'll see the parameters show up here. These checkboxes to the right. These are the parameters you want to sync between clients. It's important that you check enable gun here, gun left, gun right, place bubble, pop bubble, enable touch popping, enable touch popping, bubble size and bubble hue. Do not check the bubble pop trigger. This one does not need to be checked. It might cause problems if you do actually. So just leave that one unchecked. In the AV3 manager window, you'll want to go to the kind of left side here. Choose what looks like 3 horizontal lines right there. Just click on that. Okay. Let's see, these are the parameters you just added to the sync list. The column of checkboxes to the right here, these are the ones that are saved whenever you reload the avatar from defaults, or just don't reload the avatar at all. You probably want to check bubble size and bubble hue there. Then I would recommend setting the bubble size default to 0.2. Do whatever you want, but 0.2 I find is a good size to have it just be by default. You may also want to just not save the bubble size. You want to always go to that 0.2 each time you reload the avatar. Also, you can set in the bubble hue a value from 0 to 1, corresponding to like kind of what color you want. If you're in game and you're using the color slider on the bubblegum menu, you'll notice it goes from 0 to 100%. So you can basically add a period at the beginning of that, and then add that number in here once you decide what you want to use. So if in my case, purple is around 75%, so I set mine to 0.75 as a default for the bubble hue. Then that's done as far as the FX and parameters are concerned. So you can go ahead and close the AV3 manager. Okay, and that should actually be pretty much it. If we go in here to the bubble gun and expand it on the left side, and then the Avali energy pistol prefab, actually click on that, I believe. Yeah, there you go. And then enable the skin mesh renderer. You'll see that the gun shows up there, properly positioned. And make sure it is disabled by default. Yeah, you can actually right click on it, go to modify components and revert. You'll probably want to set the anchor override on the gun itself to like your spine or chest. If you're using an anchor override for other meshes, you can set it to the same thing. I tend to use spine, so I'll grab the spine from the left side and drop that into the anchor override there. Okay, editing Shrike here just to kind of better explain a little point I went over a bit too weirdly or fast in the original. After kind of you checked out the gun, kind of made sure that's still there and everything, you go down here to the bubble world constraint container one bubble, all the way to the bubble. You can go enable the skin mesh render on this there. You'll see that it's still invisible. That's because on the left side is boned bubble object here. The scale to that's set to 0 by default. You need to change it to 1 or any other value really to get it to show up. And then you'll see that the bubble is there in place. Then if you wanted to get the value you want for its hue by default, you can go back to the bubble and expand some material on the right side at the bottom there. Look through here. Oops, I actually went too far. It's this hue shift near the top actually, and if you slide that around, you'll see the color changes. So you can move this around to get what color you want by default. Like say you want, I don't know, that blue there. That'd be 0.538. You can round that to like 0.54. You can get that, put that in as the default for bubble hue in your parameters or in AV3 Manager, whichever is easier for you depending on how much you know about Unity and VRChat. In my case, as I said previously, I use 0.75 for me, which is right there. This is like the color I use for my bubble. Regardless, the default's 0, which makes it orange there. That should pretty much be it to better explain this. Just in case, let's make sure that you turn off the skin mesh renderer there. Actually revert it to default. Then go back to the bone bubble. You can change the scale there to 0.2, or again, just revert it to default by right-click and scale, choosing revert. Yep. And that's it for this little insert. Back to the stuff I already did earlier. And that should pretty much be good now. I'm going to open the SDK here. Hold on a moment. I'm just going to open my password manager. Don't want that to come up on screen. Okay, we're good. It came up off screen. Let me grab my password. And username, which isn't really much of a secret. There we go. Okay. And you'll see there's no errors, so everything should be good now. If we just go ahead and upload this. I'm not going to do that, though, because it'd be a pain to hop into VR and switch the video over to that. What I am going to do is just quickly load up the Avatar emulator. We're good to get the core package. This is probably a bit outdated because I haven't updated my save copy of the Avatar emulator, but should be good enough. I just have to remember how to use this every time I do. Okay, just had to kind of remind myself how to use the Avatar emulator because it's been a bit since I worked on Unity stuff or VRChat, but I'm going to go ahead and go into play mode here. Switch back to the scene. We can go to Tools, do the Gesture Manager. I'll activate everything. Then, just as if we're in game, you can go to the Expressions menu here, right side, in the bubble gun menu. That gives you the options you would see in game for the bubble gun stuff. So you can turn on the Enable Gun option. Then, if you were to make a finger gun gesture, you'll see that the gun shows up there. You can then do the thumbs up gesture to start shooting. If I grab the avatar here and move it up some, you'll see it collides with the plane there that's on the ground. And then if you go back to the gun, stop shooting, you can do the finger point gesture to prime a bubble. See it's kind of there on the tip of it. And then you can do a fist, and I'll place it in the world. So I can grab the avatar, move it around, even in Unity, and see the bubble stays in place, no matter where the avatar goes. It does jiggle around like that when you're moving, just because it's attached to your avatar, and fizz bones are kind of crazy like that. It did that even in old dynamic bones, so it's nothing new. But yeah, that should be pretty much it. We can go back to Gesture Manager, Expressions, Bubble Gun menu, and pop the bubble. And it's gone. So yeah, thanks for watching this. Try to keep it a bit shorter than my other previous tutorials and guides. It was easy to follow. I do apologize for my mic quality. Hopefully I can get a new mic sometime soon to use on my desktop. I really don't know why my mic is so noisy without NVIDIA Broadcast and why NVIDIA Broadcast then destroys my voice quality so much. But what can you do? Anyway, goodbye. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. And, oh yeah, if you need to ask any questions, just go to the Kia's Birdhouse server or Avali Army. I'm in both of those. Should be able to contact me that way. Thank you. Yeah, thanks and goodbye. Sorry about that. As usual, I forget about something and had to go back and add a little clip at the end because I forgot how to cover a pretty important thing. If you're using an Avali, this doesn't really matter to you. You can kind of just skip the sections, close the video, go on with your life. But if you're not using an Avali avatar and you don't have an avatar kind of fits with these preset hand positions here, you're going to need to set one up yourself. So to do that, I'm just going to kind of demonstrate this quickly. I didn't actually save the scenes. I kind of had to throw the bubble gun back on, so you see that the sources are none again. What you want to do is go back down to your hands here, not the tail, the hands. Go to the left hand for now. Actually, by default, the gun's in the right hand, so it's probably better one to use. So go to the right hand, right click on the right hand and choose Create Empty. See, it creates this game object here. You can name this whatever you want, just a new example bubble gun right hand. Then go to the bubble gun itself, drag this one into the proper slots. This is the right hand, drop into the second slot, both of these. You didn't want to go and enable the gun itself. So go to the Avali energy pistol here, turn on the skin mesh renderer. You'll see that by default, it's definitely not positioned or scaled properly. So then you want to go and scale and position this new slot you created, the new example bubble gun right hand. So if I choose a scale tool, grab this, and drop it down quite a bit. There you go. See, it gets to a gradually, oops, that's not what, the gradually more manageable size. I mean, in the volley, you could probably handle a gun that size, right? Yeah, I'm sure I could. Yeah, just drop it down to something like that. You want to rotate it into place. You can rotate it like this. You can fine tune these by manually editing the values. So like here, rotation, you can move that to -90, set that to 0, and -90. And there we go. Now we got flattened down the position. Switch the transform tool here. It's the second one. And just drag the arrows to move it into place. If you hit F, it'll focus on what you've selected. So when you move the camera around, it becomes a lot easier that way. Trying to figure out where to put is a bit of an art, really. So you want to finesse it some, test it in game. Generally, you want to have the grip about where the palm is. Try to line the finger up with line the trigger up with the index finger, rather. This is probably still a little bit too big, so let's drop the scale a bit. Yeah, so you see, approximately got what we wanted. Now, there's a little trick here for if you want to. Why does the Unity camera do that? If you want to replicate this for the other hand and your avatar is in a T-pose like this, you can easily kind of swap it over by changing a few values. Before that, you'll probably want to go ahead, drag this slot you made, a new example, bubblegun right hand, or whatever you named it. You just drag it into the hand prefabs folder. I'll create a prefab of it. A little convenient thing there. And click on that. This transform component here to the right. You just click this little 3 dots there. Get this menu. Choose copy component. Then you want to go to the left hand here. Create empty on that one. Give it a name. New example, bubblegun left hand. I'm going to drop that into the slots on the bubblegun constraints. And then we can go ahead and, actually, go back to constraints. Change the sources so that the value, so that says 1 next to the left hand stuff and 0 next to the right hand. Shouldn't really matter that much for the scale, but there we go. Then go back to the left hand kind of object you made. Choose the dots by the transform and paste component values. Now you'll see that it's not quite positioned properly or anything. So what you want to do, go to the position X, turn that to minus. Rotation Y, turn that to -0, so it doesn't really do anything. And Z, also reverse that one. And there you go. That trick only works if your avatar is in a T pose, reversing the X position and Y and Z rotation. If your avatar is in an A pose, yeah, it might work then, actually. I'm not sure. I haven't. The Avali uses an A pose, but I still haven't updated my Avali, so I can't really say one way or the other. The Avali positions I have in there are really old, but they should still work for the new version's fine, so there's really no need for me to update them. Yeah, there you go. Before you upload, you may want to change it back to the right hand by default. It doesn't actually really matter which hand you have it in here by default, because it's gonna be invisible until you summon it in whichever hand anyway. It's just how the animation controller's set up. So, yeah, there you go. Oh, you also, hold on. You also want to turn the mesh renderer for the gun off. Yep. And you can make it prefab on the left hand too, just in case. And you're ready to go there. Again, if you already had an Avali of one of the types in here, the Avali, Javali, Jerry, Key Avali, or Plush Avali, that is not applicable to you. You can just use the ones I already have set up. But if you need to use it, if you want to use some different avatar, one of the Avali models I don't have set up, or just something completely different and not Avali, well, there you go. And now, bye for real this time.